Nobody can tell me about the need for shelter and for proper housing. I understand that. And what has happened in Jamaica is that the overriding need to find somewhere to live has escalated much faster than the ability of the government to provide affordable opportunities for people to achieve formal housing. So informality has just run wild. What informality does, irregular settlement of land and squatting, is to place a limit on the potential and proper development of your area. I don't know if you know this, but if you go into a community that has been informally settled, when you go and say, I'm ready to formalize and regularize this community, nothing is left for road. No space there for people to have any recreation. No little park can go there. Everybody put their boundary here, this there. House catch up beside each other. Chaos. You can't bring water go there. It's a cobweb for electricity wires. And then it's a headache. In other words, what it would cost to have formally laid out this community would be far more to go and regularize the community after it is informally settled. And what we have been doing as an administration is to try to speed up the formal development so that people don't have to go and settle communities informally, and to bring them in at a kind of reasonable price, and to provide the social housing for those who just have no opportunity to own a piece of land or a piece of house in Jamaica. That's what we've been working towards. People say, I talk, almost every speech I give, I talk about the economy, as if I don't pay attention to the emotional things, the social things, the spiritual things. Thank you, Evangelist, for your wonderful prayer. Of course, I pay attention to all of that. But there are some people who feel that the economy is just a cold, hard place that doesn't care about them and that they are not a part of it. Not true. The economy involves everybody. Everybody here is a part of it. And how you think, how you act as economic agents determines the economic outlook and outcome. If you are positive, if you are innovative, if you are law-abiding, if you are caring, then you will have a growing economy that caters for all the people. That's productive. And that's what we want to do. So the new social housing program is designed to focus on those persons in our society who don't have any income, so they wouldn't be able to afford a mortgage to purchase a house. They are elderly. Some people are retired. They used to do domestic work. They don't have any pension to get. Maybe they paid some NIS, so they get a little something every month. Now we have put in a program called the social pension, where if you weren't working and you didn't contribute to NIS, you get a little something a month time. It may not be a lot, but from 0 to 1 is a whole heap of percentage increase. That half empty or half full. So the program is designed to focus on those people, pregnant and lactating mothers who have nowhere to live. In this specific case, we also focus on persons who are homeless because of either some environmental issues, flood come and wash out the house, or gully bank, which nobody should be living at any gully bank, collapse and the house gone, or in this case, house destroyed by fire. There are 3 families, I gather, who were made homeless. They lived here where we are, and their house was destroyed by fire, I believe, in 2023. And many of them had to live in the destroyed premises. It must have been a harrowing experience for them. Your member of parliament would have seen the situation, and she would have applied to the new social housing program. Now, what the program does, the program has to first justify that the people who are benefiting from the house now actually deserve the benefit. Because I keep saying to this, you have some people, they're not needy, they're just greedy. And they will do everything to pretend that they are needy, but they don't really need it. They're just greedy. So the program has a very robust system of beneficiary identification. So they go through and they do what is called a social investigation. They go to the communities, they talk to the community members, and they say, is it really true that this person has no income? They're not working, they are shut in, they can't afford a house. They check that there really was a fire that burned down the house. And it's not somebody burned down the house to get a house. Anyway, you understand why we have to check, because it's your taxpayer money, because you have a conscience that says people should be living in a minimum standard. And so we have to make sure that the circumstances match what you would consider as a legitimate cause. Now, the new social housing program has a benefit to it that we don't speak of too much. But every one of these houses that we have built acts as a symbol, an example of how we should seek to construct housing in communities. Notice, when you drive on this road, the first house you're going to see is this one. The first house you're going to look at is that one, because it is aesthetically appealing. You don't have to have rundown house in inner city or low-income communities. You don't have to build shacks. You can build things that are pleasing. Now listen to me. When you put up structures that are aesthetically pleasing, it lifts the area. It lifts how you feel. It lifts how the built environment looks. And you feel better about yourself and your community. So I am certain that a lot of people now are going to be looking at this and saying, I wonder if I can do something similar. So it begins to improve the standard. Just that one house will begin to improve the standard. Because every lot on this road could potentially have a structure that look like that. This structure is accommodating all the people who lived there before comfortably. No hurricane can blow that down. Right? That is a strong structure. So what we are doing with the new social housing program is trying to also lift the standard of housing design and construction for the average person. And we won't be able to, do this all over Jamaica, but we are certainly going to do it as far as we can with as many people as we can. So I know there are other people saying, when will it be my time? I want one too. I know, my dear, I know. So the good news is that we're going to expand the program. We're going to build it at scale. We're going to increase the budget for it. We now have a very good system. We understand how to do it. We have over 80 units now under construction. We're going to rapidly expand that next year. Over 1,000 persons have benefited from this. More than that, but we estimate it according to who we have had as the beneficiaries. But it is probably one of the most successful programs of government in housing.